Hi, my name is Shaughnessy McDaniel, and welcome to the first in our LARP 101 series, where we introduce you to the basics of LARPing and the NERO system. Today we're going to be going over the most basic information about this incredibly fun and in many ways incredibly challenging hobby. So the first and most obvious question we need to answer is, what is LARP? LARP stands for live action role-playing. This takes the idea of games like Dungeons and Dragons or video games like Mass Effect, Fallout, or Dragon Age and brings it to the real world with a real-time, non-stop live action game. Think of it as a combination of improvisational theater, a sport, and a board game. There are rules and they're important to the function and flow of the game, but LARPing is also about creating and playing out characters and, with your fellow players, building a really great story together, which is when the game really becomes something truly memorable and special. There are many different LARPs around the world, and many of them are wonderful games with their own rule systems, and a lot of the information on this channel will be helpful for other LARPs as well. The LARP we're going to be focusing on for this channel, however, is NERO. NERO is short for New England Role-Playing Organization. And while it has New England in the name because it started there, it's a unique LARP in that it actually is comprised of many different chapters all over the country and internationally. The really cool thing about this is that if, for example, you make a character for our chapter here in Colorado, Empire, you can take that character and your items, with a few exceptions that we'll talk about in a future video, with you to any chapter in the country. It's great as it encourages you to go and play in other states and travel, and it also brings players from out of state to your local chapter, which always adds great variety to the game and a lot of new fun storytelling possibilities. There are two types of characters you will encounter while LARPing in NERO. The first type is a player character, or PC. These are people, like you will most likely be your first game, that are playing a character that they created. We have a video up already showing you how to make a character in the NERO online database system, and we'll link you to that at the end of this video. The other type of characters that you'll encounter are NPCs. These are characters that are played by, controlled by, and organized by the NERO event staff, also known as the plot team. NPCs frequently come in the form of monsters and other nasty things, but can also be merchants, innocent bystanders, or other people who can give PCs plot information, quests, rewards, and more. You can always volunteer to NPC at a NERO event, and NPCing is not only free, but it's a great way to earn rewards and to learn the rules of the game. Also remember that your first NERO event as a PC is free as well, so if you're not sure if NERO is for you, there's no cost to giving it a try. But with our friendly players and staff and a great atmosphere, I'm pretty sure you're going to love it as much as we all do. While playing as an NPC or PC, you exist in one of two states, in character or in game, and out of character or out of game. As long as you are in game, you can be attacked and interacted with by any character that's also in game, whether that's another character who wants to talk to you about the town's latest mystery, or a monster who wants to eat your face. Out of game means that your character is not where you are, though they do still exist in the world somewhere. Players can go out of game for a variety of reasons, including asking for rules or plot or story clarification, magical reasons like teleportation, to indicate travel to a distant place, and also death. We'll describe dying in a later video. Players in NERO can show that they're out of game in one of two ways. Either with a white headband, a good thing to always have on you at a NERO event, or by placing their hand or weapon on their head. It's important to only go out of game when absolutely necessary because, well, it's a live game, and people bouncing between the two states makes the game feel less live. But there are times and reasons when, for either in-game reasons or out-of-game reasons, you'll need to go out of game. When players mistake an out-of-game character for someone in-game, a common correction is to say, "Oh, it was just the wind," or you can clarify that you're out of game by stating, "I'm just the wind." The most important rule in NERO is the hold rule. If anyone in the game yells "hold," everyone needs to immediately drop to one knee and wait for further instructions. Hold can be said for a variety of reasons, and the reason that it's so important is that one of its functions is for safety, if someone looks like they might actually be hurt or in danger in some way. There are other holds as well. A travel hold can be used to simulate the time needed to travel to a place, and is usually used to give plot time to set up your encounter. In NERO, we refer to these encounters as a module or a mod. A plot hold may be called to give you additional information on the setting or the creatures you're encountering. Sometimes a relaxed hold is called, which means you can move around, pick up spell packets, but you can't talk about plot-related things like battle plans or anything like that because time is still. Because the hold rule is so important, it's important to not yell hold in the heat of battle unless you mean it for a real-life hold. Almost all of us have made this mistake at some point in time. You just say, sorry, I didn't mean to call that, and then the game will move on. One thing we'll mention a lot in this series, as a new player and even as a veteran, you're going to accidentally break rules from time to time. That's okay, just correct it and move on. We were all new players at first, and we don't want those concerns to get in the way of you playing NERO with us. So we've covered a lot today, ranging from what a LARP is to a few of the big basic rules for playing NERO. In this series, we're going to cover how to make a character, how combat and magic work, and how to put together the gear you'll need to go on your first adventure. There's a lot to it, but when you get all of these elements together, you get a collaborative and unpredictable storytelling experience unlike any other form of entertainment. And that's what LARPing and NERO is all about. We hope this has been helpful to you. Please like and subscribe for future LARP videos, and we will see you soon.